Hello and welcome. This is Your City in Action here on Salina Media Connection. I'm your host, Todd Pittenger from the Rockingham Media Group of radio stations. I do news on 30-ish radio stations across Kansas on our news network. More importantly, though, I do news here on News Radio 1150 KSAL here in Salina, the news director for that group of radio stations. And through my work as news director with that, I do a lot of things with Salina Parks and Recreation. I was an umpire a couple of summers there. I don't think Jeff Hammond was with Parks and Rec yet, but with us today, our special guest, Deputy Director for Salina Parks and Recreation, Jeff Hammond. Jeff,
That's right.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And I was going to say busy time of year for you, but there's no slow time of year for you at Salina Parks and Recreation.
It's either busy or really busy.
Yes, there you go. All right, before we get started, I want to rewind a little bit. Big fan of Kenwood Cove. I bought friends of mine, my wife, we did your water walking day and night, darn near every day. We loved that. Big fan of Kenwood Cove. Seemed to be busy this year. How did Kenwood Cove 2019 go?
It went great. We met our expectations as far as financially, and met our expectations for attendance.
Right.
What we didn't meet our expectations was staffing.
Right.
We had some difficulties getting staff for having our lap pool open.
Right.
And we have many plans in it
Yes.
to address that.
Yeah, and I would guess stay tuned, because in the near future, I know as it gets a little closer to swim season, I know we're in December now, but we'll have some opportunities for people to take some Red Cross classes,
Yes.
to become lifeguard certified.
Yes.
And then if you work at Kenwood Cove, perhaps you can get your class fee taken care of, is that correct?
That's correct. We have some pool time set aside at the Salina South High School. We're going to do some preparatory classes where people can come in that are interested in lifeguarding, help them understand what it's going to take to pass the class, improve their swimming ability, their skills that are needed to be a lifeguard.
Right.
And then on spring break, we'll have a class. Hopefully the YMCA will have a class. So spring break is really where we kick it off for our staffing for Kenwood Cove.
I can tell you the easiest job a person will ever have is lifeguard during the water walking time. It's just a bunch of us old people walking in the lap pool, and I think that half the time they just need to stay awake. We don't put them to sleep out there. But no, I know they're there in case somebody falls or if there's any sort of an issue. And it's more than just having to be able to be a strong swimmer, correct?
You have to have the endurance and the strength to swim. You have to have the endurance and strength to support someone else in the water. And you also have to have the skills for responding and bringing them to safety. And then if they're not in a good condition, they need CPR first aid, we can provide that.
And then there's other things you've got to help out around the pool, other various projects, I would guess, as the summer progresses also.
Oh yeah, there's obviously repairs that have to happen. There's cleaning that has to happen every morning and night. Right. And sometimes things break and we fix it right away. We've been pretty proud of how we've been able to fix and repair things and keep the water park in a high maintenance condition. But
if you're a student, I would think it's probably the perfect summer job, because it opens right when school closes, and then it closes right when you go back to school. So basically it works around your schedule, right?
Right, it is. And good thing is I think it is that perfect job for high schoolers and college students. And we are able, hasn't been technically officially approved yet, but we are looking to get a pay increase for lifeguards this year. And so we can try to compete with some of those fast food places around town.
So if city commissioners are watching today, we would like a little bit of a pay raise for the lifeguards at Kenwood Cove. This is Your City in Action here on Salina Media Connection. I'm your host, Todd Pittenger. Our special guest today, Jeff Hammond, Deputy Director for Salina Parks and Recreation. All right, we talked about Kenwood Cove. What's going on? What's going on winter-wise at Salina Parks and Rec? I know you've got all kinds of leagues, volleyball, basketball. I see cars over at the field house all the time. What's going on?
We have volleyball and basketball already starting. We do have a basketball league starting in December that is taking registrations right now. It's our youth basketball league. It's a team registration. We have soccer coming up. We have 3-on-3 soccer starting in January. We just started our futsal league. We have tournaments almost every weekend, whether it be basketball or gymnastics or volleyball. So we have a lot. We're packed pretty much every weekend until March.
I was looking at your calendar. I was going to tell you this before I came up here. I looked at the calendar for the downtown field house. Little slow for this time of year, but beginning in January, you don't have a free weekend until the end of March, right?
We don't. We don't.
That's a good thing.
It's a great thing, and actually, it's busier than last year. Last year we had a couple open weekends, but this year we do not. and we're trying to get as much information, get as much action going on in there. It's also a time of year where people try to find in outdoor spaces, and then the weather doesn't cooperate, and then they call us to try to get in there for practices or for whether it be the Salina Liberty or Kansas Wesleyan or the high schools
or like traveling baseball teams will get in there and hit the ball around, right?
Right.
So lots going on there, and I know you have non-traditional things that go on there also. For instance, you had a farmer's market there, right?
Tuesday nights we have a farmer's market, our winter farmer's market. I'm sorry, it's not ours. It's I can't remember the group's name. But yes, every Tuesday night we have
like
a farmer's
Healthy
market.
Salina or some sort of healthy food group. Yes.
Exactly. And that's a great thing. It brings in people to the field house. We also have the Match Madness.
Right, I was going to mention that in March. All the nonprofits get there. The Salina Community Foundation kind of organizes that.
Yeah, which is very successful. We had the diversity event with the Community Relations Department at the City of Salina. So we try to do lots of great things.
And periodically, I know you have parties there. You have the Halloween thing that you have there, and you periodically have things there also like that.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir.
What else is going on at Salina Parks and Rec? I know you've used the Tony's Pizza Event Center. You got things going on over there all the time, it seems like also, right? Yeah,
we have special events upcoming. We have our New Year's Eve event coming up on December 31st.
I've covered it every year since you've had it. It's the Milk and Cookies Toast at high noon on New Year's Eve, right?
High noon. It's that alternative event for families and young kids. The highlight of that, to me, is the balloon drop.
It's very cool. I love it.
And it's great video. It's great to see your kids go after balloons and see them drop at noon. And then the Milk and Cookies Toast. We have games. We have bounce houses. We have, let's see, Salina Liberty's there sometimes. Salina Saints sometimes. It's a great event.
And the price is right.
Yeah, the price is right. It's free.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a free event for the community. It's something that we as a community and we as a city want to provide as a free special event.
I guess I would estimate you probably get 500-ish people there every year.
Last year we had about 800.
Yeah, nice crowd there. And plenty of room for everyone. It's a large venue, so.
Yeah, we actually consider every year whether we want to go to the second space of Heritage Hall at Tony's Pizza Event Center. And we haven't done it. We haven't made the jump yet because we'd have to add more features and add more.
Well, maybe one day you'll be in the arena. Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe one day it'll be big enough to be in the arena.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be great. Again, we're talking with Jeff Hammond, Salina Parks and Recreation, your city in action here on Salina Media Connection. I'm your host, Todd Pittenger, from the Rockingham Media group of radio stations. Now, as we get into the winter months, and then winter progressing into spring, what are some of the various activities? I know we talked about the sports activities, but you've got more than sports activities, right? Yeah, we have two more special events upcoming. We have our daddy-daughter date night, which we sold out of last year. That's at Tony's Pizza Event Center. Great father and daughter event. Is that kind of a Valentine's Day kind of thing? It's a Thursday before Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day this year is on a Friday. Okay. School is out on Thursday and Friday. Right. And we're having it on Thursday. Very nice. So the mother and father can have their events on Friday. And daddy-daughter can do it Thursday. And mom can get a little alone time on Thursday. Exactly. Right? Yeah. Yep. But that did sell out last year. It did sell out. We have a maximum of 200 people, and we sold out. Photography there. Right. There is a little added charge to that, but we do cover some of the costs of that photography packages. We have dancing, of course, and we have special dances and events. We have games. We have balloons. Yep. When my daughter was growing up, we went every year. She absolutely loved it. It was like Cinderella's ball for her. She had a great time, so I highly recommend it. Yeah, it's a great event. And we also have food, of course. We have some great food that's provided by Tony's Pizza Event Center. We last year had this wrap that was amazing. It was a turkey wrap. It was delicious. So what else you got going? Easter egg hunt, April 11th at East Crawford Recreation Area. Rain or shine, you never know what the weather's going to be, but we have 3 age groups that go, the young kids, the middle kids, and then the older kids. We give out about 6,000 eggs. It doesn't take them long to gather up those eggs. Oh no, they're gone. 2,000 are gone in a matter of seconds. Yes. And see what else we have going on. Kenwood Cove coming up. We're opening May 23rd. Right. Just after school lets out, and just before the Memorial Day holiday.
You'll look for that in spring. We
Right.
have some information coming out in our spring guide,
Right.
which will come out January 20th, and that includes baseball and softball information as well.
All right, tell me about the baseball and softball fields. What happens to those over the winter? I mean, you don't just leave them and they just sit there all winter. Well, what do you do with them over the winter?
Oh, no, we do a lot of maintenance then.
Right.
We take care of mounds. We build up pitching mounds.
Right.
We're making sure we take care of the grass. We seed the grass, overseed the grass, put in the chemical that prevents
Right.
weeds from occurring in the spring. Right now, we're involved in quite a bit of trying to clean up the drainage area behind East Crawford,
Right.
so we have a better drainage area.
Right.
And we have a project forthcoming that would take care of some, further take care of
Right.
some of those drainage issues at
Right.
East Crawford.
So you take care of all the fields at Bill Burke, and then at East Crawford, you take the softball fields and the two baseball stadiums
Correct.
there also,
Yes,
right?
correct.
And I would guess a little extra TLC for the baseball stadiums over the summer, also,
Yes.
over the winter months, I
Yes,
should say.
yes. You just can't leave them
Right.
to be played on. You have to maintain them so
Absolutely,
they can be
yes.
ready to play.
Absolutely.
Adding clay, adding dirt, making it level.
And I would guess probably the same thing with the soccer complex on East Magnolia.
Yes.
Tell me about, I know you've recently added a new field, because I go out there on the levee all the time, so I saw that new field from the time the first seed was planted to what it looks like today. You've added some new fields to the south of
Correct.
the complex
That's
there.
correct.
How's everything going along out there?
It seems to be great. We had our first tournament on that new grass. We had a couple low spots that we identified, and we filled those in. But the grass seemed to be doing well. It drained well. It recovered well. That was like a 2-year ago project
Yeah.
where we seeded that
Right.
and manicured it and made sure it was. I guess manicure is not the right word.
Right.
Babied it
Right,
to try to
yes.
grow good grass. And I
Absolutely.
walked on it myself, and it felt like I was walking on like air.
Oh, yeah,
it was
nice,
such nice grass.
Like one of those kind of sponge things that you walk on playgrounds or something like that.
Yeah, that's
huh?
what it felt like.
Yeah. So I think the soccer complex has been pretty successful, and that's another example of a public-private partnership where it was a group of people that have an interest in soccer came up with a portion of the funding, and now the city kind of maintained it. Is that accurate?
That is absolutely correct, yes.
So we talked baseball, we talked soccer. What else you got going on?
Let's see, we have I mentioned that our spring guide is coming
Right,
out.
yes. Tell me about that. So tell me some of the interesting spring classes you'll have. I love looking at that guide because you have such a wide variety of classes, things I never even, everything from photography to pottery to dance classes, whatever, right?
We have youth dance, adult dance, we have ceramics. We have our therapeutic recreation program that serves as the special populations in town. That'll resume in February. So that's in there. We have golf in there. We have animal services from the animal shelter in there. Facility rentals for Carver Center or for Friendship Center, shelter rentals.
Right.
We just started shelter rentals online, so you can actually reserve shelter rentals online. Right now they're not very popular because it's so cold.
Which I would say keep that in mind if you have a student who will be graduating in May. I know those shelters become pretty popular,
very
so
popular, yeah.
here in the near future you'll be able to go online and rent those, huh?
Yes. Yeah, right now you can do that. So if you're looking for something in May, you
Yes.
can actually go online, pick a date and reserve it online.
So tell me about some of the other classes. It's such a wide variety. People don't realize the number of classes you offer. Some of them are free, some of them there's a charge. It just depends on the class and what's required of the class, right?
Right. So baton.
Right.
We have cheerleading classes. We have senior classes. We have senior events, senior trips.
Right.
Go on a lot of trips with our senior group.
My mom and dad have went on some of those senior trips. They are big fans of some of the one-day bus trips that they goes to various either concerts or sporting events or whatever.
Yeah. And then Royals games in the summer, and we have a Golden Year Spring Festival coming up for that that senior group. So it's chock full of activities. Baseball and softball are the big ones in there because people are so very surprised about how early we register for baseball.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And we get them in, do the parent meeting, coaches have practices.
And whether your child is already on a team or not on a team yet, there's still the application process that they need to go through, correct? And if they're not on a team, they can go and you will find a team.
Yeah, we'll make team, we'll find coaches, and we're always looking for coaches, we're always looking for umpires, we're always looking for scorekeepers.
Right.
But yeah, we want everybody to play. It's recreation based, so we want everybody to play. We want everybody to get equal instruction. and it's a great program. It's Travis Shaley's done a huge job of growing that over the past
growing that
10
and
years.
growing the field house as well. He's very responsible, I believe, for the field house being as busy as it is.
Yes.
New Year's at least through March. Well, Jeff Hammond, lots going on at Salina Parks and Recreation. We'll have to have you back on sooner than later to update us what's going on.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you for watching. This has been Your City in Action here on Salina Media Connection.